Hey guys, it's Jim from JAGfx.com. I just want to give you an update on the SAR method I've been speaking about for the last week or so. Just trying to clarify a few things. What I'll do is I'll run through a pair. I'll just pick an obscure pair that I never trade, and that will be the United States dollar against the Norwegian krone. Someone mentioned exotics today, and I thought I'd have a look at something different. But first up, the thing that seems to confuse most people when you're first learning this method is how you actually start it. Now, the easiest way to show you how to do that is I'll just go to another chart I've got here. Now, this is the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. It's a 1 hour chart, and I'm just going to use this as an example. So, say I wanted to start trading in the next hour. So, obviously, that's the right edge of the chart. So all I do is I just have a look at an historical chart, and I just look for an area where there's been a decent trend. So I guess you could say I would be trading what had happened in the past. So like a demo trade, trying to get to a position where I'm set up for the next coming trade, if you know what I mean. So all I do is look for a decent trend. Now, look, there's a decent trend down there. I can guarantee I would have been in a sell on that trend, or this one down here is a big move down. This one here is a bit up and down. There's an up, but let's say I might as well start from over here. Definitely a sell trend, a sell trade for sure. Now, I would probably say that was my entry point. So the blue line gives you your entry point. Remember, the red line is your stop and reverse, your SAR. So I'll put it on the highest point. So I'm assuming, and I don't know if this happened or not, but it just looks at the setup. I can see a big trend up and a big trend down, and I guarantee this method catches the big moves. So let's just say that's where I got in. So I was in a sell trade. So we're going, so our risk is between the blue line and the red line, remember that? So that's my stop loss at the moment. And the yellow lines in a sell go to the newest lows, all right? So we'll just work through it, and all you do is you work through it. I've gone back a fair way here. I probably would have gone to a trend over here somewhere, but I'm just trying to show you. Now we're coming down here. I'll just have a look where we're at. We're still coming down nicely. So remember, now all four yellow lines are in play, so now they just leapfrog. So from the top down across the other three to the bottom. Now we've come up out of the box. Remember I said there's a clean, and I can tell you now too that we've got a blue dot on the MACD Platinum. Price is coming up. I would have even had moved my SAR down to this level here. So locking in profit, so that would have been a profitable trade from there to the red line. Now because price has come down a bit, see how I've just moved it in that little sort of fractal area. It's gone up high. I've got the blue dot on the MACD Platinum. That means I'm trying to reduce risk. So I've moved my SAR down to there. Price has gone down, but then shot straight up. So now all we do is we take the bottom yellow line and move it up to the top of the candle. It gave me my entry. It's a bit confusing at the moment. Take my red line down. That's my SAR level, and my blue line's point of entry. And these three other yellow lines are out of play at the moment. So just move them out the way so I don't confuse you. So once again, red to blue is my risk. Right, we'll keep on going up. We've got highs, so we're now looking for the high. Oh, actually, I think that's a high just above there. Yep. So each new high, yellow line goes in play. So now we've got all four yellow lines in play. Let's just have a look where we're at with this SAR. Yeah, nothing we could do there. So now we've lost this trade. Price has come down, back through my entry point and back through the SAR level. So top yellow line goes to the bottom of the candle that gave me my entry, which is through the red line. Red line goes to where that yellow line just came from. Blue line goes to my entry point. Then we've got new lows there. New low, there, pretty tight. New low there. And let's have a look. bang, up close, didn't quite go through, down, new low. Oh, it was new low just before that, new low there. Can't really move the SAR at all, down and back, up we go. So we probably had a loss there. Looks like news or something like that. All we're trying to do is get over to the right hand side of the chart. So we just go through the motions again. So we're setting up for a buy. We're in a buy now. Big risk there on that trade. So we've got 3 yellow lines in play. Let's just have a look, because I've got some sort of MACD platinum came down here. So it's gone up, rolled down and rolled up. So SAR would get moved up to that low there. Just keep on working our way up. I'm just going through this quickly, just trying to, another high. So remember the yellow lines leapfrog each other once there's all 4 in play. Now we know we've got a red dot here and we've got a red dot there. What I'm finding is as soon as I get the sell signal, and there's already a sell signal in the MACD, I'm moving my MACD, my SAR up to the low of that candle. It's just pointless. So here we go, we're going down again, so we're taking a sell. Red line goes to the high, blue line goes to the entry, which is that candle there. No, sorry, wrong candle there on the yellow one. So we're just coming down now. Remember what SAR, the red line, is a stop loss and a reversal order. So it's exactly same size. You're closing one order. No, that was my wrong line. So you're closing one order for a loss, and you're opening another trade in the opposite direction. Stop and reverse. SAR. Now you can see here, we've got a blue dot here. We've got this little fractal up and down. Perfect place to move the SAR down there. So now we can't lose in this trade. We had a couple of losses previously, so any win is a good one. This one here, good little point. Remember I said if it goes out of the box, which is the bottom and the top levels of the yellow lines, goes out and back in, another opportunity to move the SAR. Another low there, just low there. We got the big low there. Then you assume it went down and shot up. So it took us out to trade for a profit there. Now we're on a buy. That line goes there. Red line goes to the low. Blue line's the point of entry, which is there. And we get the yellow lines back going again. Now we've got this yellow line's not in play yet, so we can keep it out the way. Now we've got highs up here, highs, there's your fractal and up, so that's where you'd move your, see how prices came down, we've got a red dot there, we've got a red dot on the MACD, and price has gone up. That's the perfect place to put the, so now we've locked in a little bit of profit there, so bang, comes down because we've got a new entry that goes to the point of entry. These yellow lines are out of play for now. Now we're getting close to the right edge of the chart. So price has gone up here, done nothing, gone sideways. We've got a red dot here, we've got a red dot there, so we're in a sell. There's really not much we can do there. We're not going to move just the SAR down at this level here. It just wouldn't be practical. Just moving a few pips, just leave it where it is. Now we've got a new low there, and we've got a new low there, and that's where we're at. Now that's how you get to the edge of the chart. Now we know that if we had been trading that, we'd be in a sell trade, and that's our stop and reverse level. So we'd have, because you've got no actual trade on here, you'd be looking at placing a buy stop order at this level. That's all you do. So that's how you start. I could have just started from here because I know that's a big downtrend, But I just went there to show you a bit of a routine. Now you can see now we've got a blue dot and a blue dot. If you got in quick enough, you could have put your SAR level there, which means you would have been in the buy trade now. If you had done that, you can see it's rolling over now, so I'd be tempted to put it above this one. But if you had got in there now, so that would have given you entry, so you move that to there, that to there, and your blue would have been your point of entry. These yellow lines are out of play at the moment, so there's only one yellow line in play. And instead of having a buy stop order in place, you would now have a sell stop order at this red line, assuming you're in a buy. So that's your options of how to get into a trade. I hope that makes sense. It's not, I know it sounds a bit confusing. I get it all the time. How do I start? How do I start? Just go back to the charts, work your way through until the point you want to start at. It's quite simple. It doesn't matter if you stuff it up or make a few mistakes. It'll eventually work out. All right, let's head over to run through a bit of a sequence. As I said, this is the US dollar, Norwegian krone, not a pair I trade, but I know people do trade it, and it has some big moves, but it throws me because look at the size of the spread, so it just does my head in a bit. So let's say we got in a sell here, all right, so through this candle here. We can assume our SAR would be on that level there because there's our previous blue and our new red, so that's the high for the fractal. So I'll just run through a few. So now it's the same as we started before. We've got lows, lows, and new lows. And as I said, the candle, the yellow lines, just as soon as you get 4 of them in play, they're your working lines. Then you look to leapfrog the top one when you're in a sell down across to the net, so they just sort of leapfrog each other. I think you understand that. So we just keep an eye on the MACD platinum at this stage. It's all good. So we get new lows, new lows. Now we're probably getting close to MACD platinum, blue dot there. Yeah, there's your blue dot there. And it's probably nowhere you can move. What I would be doing here is, because our risk is still, we've still got a risk on this trade between the red and the blue line. We've got a blue dot down here. I'd either be moving my just a hard stop to break even, or I'd be moving my SAR level down to this sort of little sort of sideways action here, just to give me some sort of little bit of profit locked in, and I'm protecting. I haven't got any risk then. So prices come up and come back down. There's your obvious point there. Didn't go up neither there, but see how it's gone up. We've now got a blue dot in the QMP, and it's reversed back in. So it's gone out of their 4 working yellow lines and come back down. That's the obvious place there. So now obviously we're long. We've taken a small profit in there. So we'll take the bottom yellow line, goes to the top of the candle, gave us the entry. The red line replaces that yellow line, and we bring our entry level there. So it gives us a visual. That's all it's doing, is really giving us so we can keep track where we're at. There's your risk, and we just add the yellow lines as new highs present. Now in here it gets a little bit messy. We've got what have we got? We've got a red dot here. So that would be the red dots on this candle here. So price has gone up, come down, gone up. That's my area there. That's it. Reduces that risk. Still not risk-free trade, obviously, but it's greatly reduced it. So now, as you can see, you get the red dot and off she goes. This is where it gets a little bit ugly. There's your entries there. These 3 yellow lines is not in play. Now this is, see how it's gone up and just given us that high there. It's taken us into a trade, and sideways action here. This is where the system gets a bit hammered. Like all systems, it's not perfect. So what happens here, we'll go up to a buy, we've got a high, we come down to our where our fractal was, which is there, and you can see what's going to happen next. We're going to go the other way. So this trade didn't last long, and straight away it reversed and took us out in the opposite direction. So new lot to the bottom of the candle, it gave us our break. So we've had a higher and lower low, which is not what this system needs. So now we're right, get these three yellow lines out the way, they're not in play. So we're going to sell here. Here's our risk from the red to the blue line as usual. So no reason to move our SAR as yet. Price comes down. Now we're into an area where we have a blue dot on both the QMP and the MACD. So if the opportunity, if you can move quick enough, if you're at the charts, the SAR would go across the top of that candle there. You might not have much time on that one, so you'd have to get in quick smart, but it did pull back down below, so you could have got in entry points always there. So back in a buy now. And where we get in on that candle there. So we're just going following the high highs at the moment, new highs. Now all four yellow lines are in play. Let's get that one up there. Now there's our risk again. We're heading up, we're in a buy. Let's have a look where that red dot is, and it's there. Red dot, the very next candle goes up. So that's the obvious place, is that little price has gone up and pulled back a little bit. And the reason we do that, remember I said we want to try and get that red line on the other side of the blue line as soon as possible. That locks in that profit. It's not much, but it protects your trade, and that's what it's all about, protecting your capital. Still got new highs, new highs, new highs. You can see what happens next. Bang, just drops away. We take our profit, and we've got a new trade. We're in a sell. So yellow candle, a yellow line down to the lower of the candle goes to the trade. Red line replaces that. Blue line goes to the point of entry. Nice big move down. And we're still coming down there. And I'd say we've got a blue dot and a MACD somewhere here. Yep. There's your blue dot. And look at that. MACD platinum. It's on that little candle there. I'm not sure what you call those hammer looking things or whatever it is. Then had that other one. Perfect place for the SAR, protect them. Look at that, that's great. There's your profit from the blue line to the red line. And straight away, bang, we're on the long side, we're on a buy. Just reverses, stop and reverse. It's not a bad pair, this one actually. So just get new highs, new highs, new highs. Now, where we got new high here. Yeah, we've got the old red dots, bollocks. There's a red dot there on the MACD platinum only. That would be the obvious one, just below the blue line there. That's sort of come up. There's no other obvious sort of point, so it reduces the risk greatly. Come down, prices come down, then gone up. So even there you go, locking in a little bit of profit, not much. We've got a blue dot and a MACD platinum again, so we're right to go. Now we get another red dot by looks. Yeah, red dot just there. So there's your probably prices come down and gone up. That's your go-to point. And once you lock in a bit of profit too, you can loosen up a bit on the SAR. You don't have to be as aggressive to move it. Once you've got it on the other side of the blue line, just can give you a bit of leeway if you think the trade's got some room to move. And so what we got here, we got a red dot. There's really not much we can do here. We probably could have moved it up a few pips to that candle, but I would have just left it there, and as you can see, it worked out alright. So let's keep on going. So then we get the sell back to the downside, so we've taken a profit on that trade also. I think we've only lost 2 trades here, which is good. And where's our entry point? In that area there. Another low. These 2 yellow lines aren't in play yet. And we've got a blue candle. Well, we've got a blue dot there. It's really nowhere to bring it in. Got a blue. Yeah, right. So we did bring it in based on the previous rules. We want to be consistent. So we've greatly reduced the risk. So between the red line and the blue line, next candle we're in. We've gone the other way. So we've gone to a buy. So let's just play it like we did that. Show you some consistency. So it's our entry point there. That's out of play. And we only went one little bit higher before it dropped away, where we took another loss. So there's a couple of losses there. So we're back to the sell side. That gave us our entry. Move that to where the yellow line just came from. Move that to the entry point. Again, risk between the red and the blue line. We want to get the red line on the other side of the blue line. So this is a sell. So we're going down. Looks like plain sailing. So now we're leapfrogging the yellow lines. And we'll get the blue dot here somewhere in the MACD Platinum. So it's time to take some action. It's really nowhere. I'd probably just move it down to this area here. Just in this area here. There's no obvious spots until we have this little pullback here, and down it goes again. So once that pullback's confirmed, there's bearish candle followed by another bearish candle, just move it down there. It's the simplest way. Right, keep on leapfrogging the yellow lines. We're locking in profit. We can't lose in this trade. Here's our. We've had a little pullback here, and we've had a bullish candle. You can see it just in here. Then we've had that bearish candle. I would have brought it down. I know it's easy in hindsight, but I would have brought it down to there. But say we didn't, we brought it to there because then we've got a blue dot and a QMP, so we'll go with that. Now we're locking in profit between the red and the blue line, which is good. Now we're on the buy side. Go through the motions again. Red to there, entry point there. That's out of play. That's out of play. That yellow line's out of play. So there's really not much we can do. We've got a red MACD dot up here. There's the obvious fractal there. So we're reducing the risk greatly, which is great. That's what we want to do. Another yellow line there. Yellow line there. And again, we've got another red dot by looks on the MACD Platinum. Yeah, in there. And we've got the red dot there. Then we've got the red dot in the QMP. So we probably just move SAR there, locking that little bit of profit. And you can just see it's just continuous if you want to go that way. It's not hard. You're going from buy to sell to buy to sell. It's just continuous if you want to trade that way. This is on the 4-hour chart. That's probably the way I trade it. You just got to be careful of weekend gaps, etc. If you were trading the 1 hour, you would probably, or smaller time frames, which you can do, you want to be done by Friday, and you've got to be much more aware of the news, etc. So that's about it, guys. That's the SAR method. If anyone needs any help with the setups and that, just ask me in the Facebook group or even an email, and we'll work something out for you. It's not hard. And I do know one guy. I showed this guy years ago, and he was trading it on I think it's the ES, is that the Dow or the Minis or something like that. He trades on the 15-minute charts at the start of the session, and he loves it, makes a killing. So it does work. on many time frames and on many instruments. It's very simple. And yeah, look forward to doing more testing with this. I'm still in demo mode and being fairly aggressive, and it's not losing any money, but it's not exactly powering on either, but it's all good. All right, thanks very much for watching, guys. Talk later.